Yo, what's good, everybody? Good to y'all. Salute to y'all, man. Man, this has been on my mind for a little while now. And there's a lot of things I can go with this. A lot of ways I can go about this, actually. But one of the ways I want to talk about, mainly with this Golden State Warriors, I'm going to take off my glasses because you know what? I want to get real. It's like, nah. But the Golden State Warriors crew and the team they have now, one, I'm curious, do people really think that this team is going to win? Do people really think that? I'm not sure. Because I do think Golden State is probably in the, top 4, top 3, top 5 realm, especially if everybody's healthy. But, can this team really – honestly, the more I think about it, they probably do. They could have a shot. They could have a shot of dethroning the Oklahoma City Thunder, mainly because, listen, when you got a fire engine like Steph Curry, dog, like, and you're having all that defense around him, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and really those two can really anchor the defense very well. That helps out it's just perfect for Stephen Curry, what he can do. And I told people this for a very long time. Once Klay Thompson was getting hurt and once he was, getting out the mix, and especially when he left, I said time and time again, I said, dog, like, this team ain't really going to be doing much if they don't have that other, 1-2 punch next to Steph. And Steph is going to struggle a lot because, Klay not being who he was and then Klay not being there and having no offense really right next to him to be able to help him out, man, it was going to be a lot of a burden for Curry to handle that offense. And, with Jimmy Butler literally coming there next season, he immediately made an impact with him just being that other 1-2 punch. Not really so much with the shooting, but a guy who can handle the ball, who can play make for the guy, who can draw fouls, who can create some plays for his team and for himself. And then you've seen how Steph just exploded while just having that second option. Nothing too crazy, but a second option that was just competent. It allowed him to just play on a remarkable level. And listen, and against Houston, dog, bro, like, Steph was impressing me, man. I'm not going to hold y'all. I've switched up a lot on Steph. And, what I've seen for the last couple of seasons, I mean, salute to Steph Curry. I'm not going to lie, salute to him and what he can do. What he was able to do against the Houston Rockets and the crazy shot making he's able to have is insane. Amen Thompson, I'm watching Amen Thompson play perfect defense on this man. Perfect. It's not good enough. Do you know how demoralizing that is? You're playing perfect defense just for the offensive player. Yeah, it's not good enough. I'm still going to hit this shot over your head. It's remarkable. The talent he has is actually remarkable. It's something to be respected. And I've hated on it far too long. I'm not gonna lie. I've hated on it for far too long. I just, you got to respect it. You got to. So if Steph was able to do that on a guy like Amen, Steph was able to do that on a good defense, like was good Shea, was good Mateo. Good to see you guys. Steph was able to do that on a great wing defender like Amen Thompson. I should be able to assume that, barring injury, he could be able to sustain that even against OKC. The main question here with the Golden State Warriors, the main question here is really Jimmy Butler, right? We kind of know what the other guys can bring, or what they can't bring, I should say. But as long as Jimmy Butler, I truly believe this. If the Golden State Warriors, and as long as they have a Jimmy Butler that is able to be your reliable second guy, handle the rock, play make for your team, generate some fouls, 20 to 22 a game, while Steph is giving you, 28. This is a scary team. And this is a team that I truly believe they can make a run. So the Golden State Warriors and the role players they have, it's not – I'll say this. Like Golden State, what they had, I wouldn't say the players they had were like completely garbage. I do think they had like valuable role players, pods. Hold on, wait. Let me pull it up because I'm forgetting the names. Oh no, now I need my glasses. Pods, Buddy Hield, Kuminga, Gary Payton, Quentin Post was all right. They got Melton too. These aren't guys, and they also picked up Al Horford. I'm not tripping off of Al Horford though. Let's be real. But the team that they had for the last few seasons now, they were like good role players. Like those are good players that you put on a team that is like they need like a fourth guy or a fifth or a sixth guy, not your second guy or your third guy, right? That's more of a development that they have to have, with Pods and then Kuminga, like that. It was too soon for that, right? So the players that they have now, like these are solid role, your third, fourth, fifth guys, right? And that's what they have paired up next to Steph and Jimmy. I like what this team can be. I'm not gonna lie. I really like what this team can do. They've had just Stephen Curry and a bunch of role players the whole time, but now you got Steph and Jimmy Butler along with the role players that they had for a good portion of the time. This is nice. Moses Moody. I like what this team can be. I'm not gonna lie. I really do like it. And Buddy Hield, listen, if Buddy Hield's not, because Buddy Hield did some weird stuff, right? Buddy Hield, he went like on a crazy run. Then he went like in the beginning of the season, and then he just went cold. He just went cold for a stretch. And I'm just like, dang, dog, like, as long as you just performing like this, they straight. So I think Buddy Hield is actually an underrated X factor because if he's a consistent guy, a consistent three-point shooter for him at a high clip, listen, this team, and I'm not here for no, I'm honestly like, I'm not here for no, one night Buddy Hield, you drop in like 30 in the playoffs, and then the next or the game before you drop in 0. Like, come on, dog. Like that's crazy to me. Like you need more from that. You need more from you from that. So Buddy Hield, I think Buddy Hield definitely can, as that third or even as that shooter, reliable shooter for him. Like Buddy Hield can definitely help elevate this team and elevate this offense. And again, matched up with the defense that Jimmy and even Draymond's able to produce, dog, they can make a run, man. A ninth seed, Shay. Am I tripping for believing in the Warriors? And miss the playoffs, man. Depth, size, and age are all big concerns for them. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about age, yeah. If they get hurt, cooked. Absolutely cooked. I don't believe in them if they get hurt. But if they're healthy, if they're able to sustain, dog, this is like a top 3 team. This is a top 3 team in the West, without a doubt in my mind. Top 4 is without a doubt in my mind. You got OKC, Houston Rockets. Guess we can go Dallas. Who else? Who else is really definitively over them? I think it's Golden State, because even though I talked about the Lakers the other day, I mean, they definitely have – I think they have some more concerns rather than the Golden State Warriors, specifically with their defense. And we know the offensive engine that Curry is, man. I really like this team. I really do. I really like what they can be. Nice seed is crazy. Am I tweaking for believing in the Warriors like this? Am I a Steph and Warriors glazer now? Don't tell me I am. Am I Steph and Warriors glazer now for believing in them like this? There's no way. I can't be the only one saying this, man. There's no way. I don't know why people keep believing in Denver. I don't believe in Denver. Come on. I'm not believing in them. I ain't believing them. Count me out. I tap out of them. I'm good off that. I don't know. Denver, no coach. Defense is going to get cooked. I'm good off you. For real. Honestly. And then, as I was thinking about the Golden State Warriors, as I was thinking about what they can be, there was another question that came to my head. And one of the questions was, if Steph wins another championship, where are we putting him? I hope we are all in agreement that the Magic Johnson and Steph Curry conversations just got to stop. Steph Curry is the best PG of all time. It's without a doubt in my mind. Steph Curry's without a doubt in my mind the best point guard of all time. One of the biggest reasons, and again, I'm going to say this again because they do it for Kobe Bryant, but they never do it for Magic or Kareem. If we're going to sit here and knock even Curry for having Kevin Durant, if we're going to knock Kobe for having Shaq, why is no one knocking Magic Johnson for having Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his prime and winning him and having him available for him to win a couple rings? You see, when Steph played with KD, there was discussions and there was more of a argument for Steph being better than Kevin Durant. But everyone universally agreed they were on the same level. Magic Johnson came in. Kareem was better. No debate about it. Kareem was the best guy. Kareem was always the best guy. Up until 90, not 90, 85, 84, around that. Then it became more of a conversation. But people will always want to throw blame. People will always want to negate Curry, negate Kobe for them having Shaq, for them having KD, for them having good teams, even LeBron James. But Magic Johnson is the one guy. Okay, cool. He can have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his prime, best player in the league. Magic Johnson can have Michael Cooper, one of the best defenders in the league at the time. He can have a good bench. He can have James Worthy. He can have Byron Scott. He can have Norm Nixon. He can have all these guys, and no one bats an eye. No one bats an eye. But we use all those players to keep Stephen Curry from being better than Magic Johnson. But you don't do the same thing for him. I don't agree with that at all. I'm good. Steph really won without Kevin Durant. I need y'all to understand that. Steph won without KD. He didn't have a James Worthy on his squad. He didn't have that. He didn't have that on his squad. His next best guy was Draymond, dog. Draymond, great defender. But come on, man. And this is come on, dog. This is a Draymond that the offense wasn't even there. Respectfully, the offense wasn't there. All due respect. So Steph has been playing in the league. Well, he's been playing at this level. It's 2025 now? Yeah, about 10 years. This is about 10 years of Stephen Curry playing at All-NBA caliber. 10 plus years, actually. All-NBA caliber, top 3 level. Whoa, not top 3. Let me rephrase that. But All-NBA caliber, top 5, top 10 level for the last decade now. He has a longevity. Magic doesn't have that much of longevity. They both weren't great defenders. And to me, especially with the rosters between the two, there's no way you can say that Steph had a better supporting cast than Magic Johnson. There's no way you can say that. The only time you can sit here and say maybe is when he got KD again for 2 seasons because he got hurt. They got hurt in 2019. So really 2 seasons. So out of 2 seasons, yeah, he had a better roster than Magic Johnson. What about all the other years? But even then, if we're really going to go off of that roster was crazy. I'm not going to make that argument. I'm not going to be that nasty. I'm not going to make that argument. But no, let me say this. But even then, Can we not sit here and say that, okay, even if Stephen Curry had the better roster for those 2 seasons with Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, can we not also say that Magic Johnson with a prime and peak Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Norm Nixon, Michael Cooper, can we not sit here and say that his team was also comparable to that Golden State Warriors crew? Because when they talk about the best NBA teams in NBA history, who's some of the biggest names we hear? We hear the Golden State Warriors, you hear the Chicago Bulls, but you know who's right after that? The Showtime Lakers. So they both have an all-time supporting cast. So why is Curry the only one getting knocked for this? Curry's a better ball handler, better dribbler, better shooter, better scorer, better finisher. He's a better finisher. I don't know who needs to hear it. Curry's a better finisher than Magic Johnson. I don't care what y'all say. Just because this man's sitting here doing that weak behind post moves and the sorry, I'm not going to get disrespectful. I don't want to get disrespectful. I'm sorry. Let me not get disrespectful. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. But yeah, I mean, Stephen Curry being the size he is, being able to finish it in traffic at a very, very high clip. It's kind of just, I mean, I guess you could say, yeah, Magic's 6'9", but again, getting to the rim is crucial in this perspective too. And I do think Curry's better at getting to the rim than Magic Johnson. I mean, Magic wasn't beating anybody off the dribble like that. Great post player. If you want to talk about post finishing, yeah, Magic got him clear. Magic got Steph cleared when it comes to post finishing, especially on the drive. I don't know about that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm honest with how I feel, and I'm honest with how I interpret things. And you know, and Curry's just a Curry. What if we go with the accolades, merch, and stuff? I mean, unanimous MVP, broken so many records with 3-point shooting, man. Like back-to-back MVPs, dog. 4 rings. And if we really gonna knock him, for the Finals MVP? How many Finals MVPs does Magic Johnson have? I think he only has 2, right? Magic Johnson Finals MVP. I'm pretty sure he only has 2. Let's go see. No, he has 3 Finals MVP. Okay, he has 3 of them. 3 Finals and then 3 MVPs. Still, man, it's not moving me, man. It's just not. It really isn't, man. I don't know. The playmaking, I guess we can go. The playmaking's to Magic Johnson. But then again, all right, so because we got the whole world want to change, like talk about playmaking in a different aspect, right? In a different realm rather than just passing. Because especially if you go off of that playmaking is not just passing and not just being a pure point guard. I mean, I've heard people time and time again say Steph Curry is one of the best playmakers ever in NBA history. To me, it's like impact, right? When you have a player on the court, and that's the main reason why I'm picking Steph over Magic. If you have a player on the court, and we look at 2 guys who are both strong and dominant offensively, when you have a player on the court that literally has broken the game, forced teams to command a double off of the screen far above the 3-point line, not even just at the 3-point, far above the 3-point line, which then causes defenses to collapse far easier. That's one of the main reasons why the offense was able to work with their ball movement and they were able to get to the paint so well, because they get out of position so much because they have to blitz Curry immediately, right? So Curry, who breaks and affects the game that much and causes defenses to have to be put in bad positions because they have to give something up. Either you're going to give up the 3-point shot or you're going to have to give up the layup that we're about to break down with this offense. It's crazy. It's literally crazy how the Golden State Warriors play it, honestly. It's going to be a while before we see anything like that again. It's like he breaks the game. And he's a great scorer, one of the best scorers we've ever seen. His three-point shooting, he commands the respect so much. When I'm comparing that to a guy in Magic Johnson who isn't that good defensively, you still need to hide him. You still need to do the switches necessary so that he doesn't get taken apart. He's a great passer. One of, if not the best fast break player we've ever seen. I guess you could talk about like LeBron maybe. LeBron is in that category too. Great passer, great facilitator, great in transition. One of the best, if not the best we've ever seen in transition. He has that going for him, but the main separator here is where, all right, what do we think is more important? Because Magic has all these things and Magic has all these qualities that definitely is what elevates him without a doubt. But that lack of scoring, scoring is very crucial. To me, scoring is the most important thing when it comes to basketball. And in Magic Johnson, when he can score, but not to that degree and nowhere near to that degree at all. He is not coming close to Curry when it comes to the score. Even on his best days, it's like I gotta ride with a guy like Curry because scoring is truly what impacts the game and forces a lot of these defenses to be broken down. That's what really creates the opportunities, right? If Curry couldn't score the ball, those opportunities I just talked about and how he's breaking down the defenses, that's just not possible. It's just not possible. Magic Johnson, honestly, if we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of like Magic Johnson, like transition was a big taking apart the defense in transition is definitely like one of his key factors. When it gets to the half court, Magic was a great post player, right? So even that scoring threat at that time, it caused the defense to collapse because with him being 6'9", backing down a 6'2", 6'4" guy at the point guard position and backing him down, guess what? That's forcing the defenses to then look at you, collapse, and have to make a choice. Either, okay, this is illegal defense at this time. Are we going to just go straight to the double team or we're going to let this rock for a little bit? So even in that avenue, there was a scoring threat that was respected with Magic Johnson because he attacked in the post majority of the time. And that created the holes. That created the loopholes. And Magic Johnson wasn't able to abuse his matchup like that. Guess what? Those loopholes, those breakdowns in the defenses, those tight window passes that he definitely is capable of making. Magic Johnson was amazing for that. Those windows, it's not possible if he doesn't have that threat to score. It's just not. You know, I'm not sure how that style – and that's my main thing. I'm not sure how that style of scoring would be able to be translated in today's era. So that's why I'm definitely going to pick Stephen Curry over Magic Johnson. But especially in the 80s, I mean, that was how they scored majority of the time, and that broke down a lot of defenses. You know, a lot of the scores in the 80s, majority of the best scores in the 80s were post scores. Larry Bird was a post scorer. Magic Johnson was a post scorer. That's just what they were. It is what I mean. It is even MJ was a post scorer. MJ definitely was more of a, you know, he could face up a lot more than everyone else, but he was also a post scorer too. Like majority of them were post scores. So at that time when Magic Johnson was doing his thing, like, listen, bro, like that threat of scoring, that threat of abusing that mismatch, that hurt. That's what led to the passing opportunities. Truly, that's really what led. So to me, what does that tell me as somebody watching the game? Okay, when I'm watching the game, that tells me, okay, even though Magic's a great passer, the scoring threat of what he commands is what is causing that defensive breakdown. So naturally, what that means is defense is scoring is what's causing that breakdown. So scoring has to be more valuable. Majority of the greatest passers in NBA history, they have some type of threat to score or a very good threat to score. Chris Paul, one of the best passers in the game. He definitely has a great threat and ability to score the ball. Steve Nash, great passer, one of the best passers we've ever seen. Definitely has a great ability to score the ball. That needs to be respected. LeBron James, one of the best passers. We already know him. Luka Doncic, Jokic. Scoring the ball is really what sets up these defensive breakdowns so that they can take advantage of. The only few people that really didn't score like that, and that's like Jason Kidd, Rondo. Guess we can go with John Stockton, but even then, I think he had a threat to score where it needed to be respected. But let's go with Jason Kidd, for example, right? Jason Kidd, especially on the Nets, what hurt the Nets a lot of the time to their downfall was that inability of a score. When they would get stuck in the half-court set, it would get stagnant a lot of the time because Jason Kidd was almost like Magic Johnson. He was able to run the fast break very well. But, when it comes to that threat to score, especially in his prime, in his peak, because later on it's weird. Jason Kidd just figured out how to shoot the ball very well. It's just weird. If he would have had that when he was in his peak, that would have been crazy. But he didn't. It's just weird how his career turned out. But a lot of times on the Brooklyn Nets, the offense gets stagnant in the half-court set because, again, he's relying on other people. He's relying on other people to be that threat to score. And, they're trying to – they're trying to generate the looks from the other guys to sit here and create this offense. And it's like if Jason Kidd had that threat to score, they wouldn't need to be as reliant on that, and as reliant on the fast break. So that's why, to me, Jason Kidd is Jason Kidd is like – Jason Kidd's like top 2, top 3, top 5 passer I've ever seen in my life. Like, that dude's insane. But his playmaking, I guess you could say, definitely takes a hit because of that non-factor of being able to score the ball. If he was able to score the ball, that creates a lot of opportunities for his passing to be on an even higher level. You feel what I mean? So playmaking, even passing to an extent, a lot of the great passers and playmakers of the game, that threat to score is what set them up and set up the offense a lot to take advantage of defenses far more times than not. So that's why, to me, scoring is just naturally more important. It is. Honestly. Shouldn't we give Magic more credit for relying on his teammates? No, so like the thing with Magic, I'll rewind it a bit, where Magic had a threat. There was a threat to him because he was able to take advantage in the low post. He was able to take advantage of the mismatch that he was at because he was a 6'9" guard. So that threat to score was there, especially in the 80s. So even though he set up his teammates a lot and relied on his teammates, that threat to score was still there. It's like Chris Paul. Chris Paul, perfect example, especially for that time. Chris Paul is a guy that's only giving you 20 to 22. But that threat to score is there that's being respected by the team, which is causing a defensive breakdown for Chris Paul to take advantage of. Same thing with Magic Johnson, especially in the 80s. He's in the post. They're commanding a double team or commanding the attention for the double team, so they're watching him to know when they're gonna blitz him or not. Which then Magic is I got to give it to Magic. I mean, if you go back to watching, bro, that dude, he's seeing a dude cut right there, right when the other guy's ball watching. He's able to just zip it right in there, man. I got to give it to him. Him and Bird did that. They did that on a very high level. They were amazing in doing that. I got to give the credit for them. I'm not going to take that away. They were awesome. But to me, I'm not going to give you more credit for relying on your teammates when, like, I'm comparing you to a different player. I can give you credit all the more. I will always give you credit for being able to see those holes. And I always give somebody credit, especially as a passer like Jason Kidd, you being able to pass at that high of a level without that ability to score. To me, I look at that at a very high level for you. Like a Rondo or Jason Kidd, I look at that at a very high level, higher than a lot of other people. I definitely look at that. But when I'm comparing player A and player B, like it doesn't matter. I got to go with who I think is better. I think Jason Kidd and Steve Nash is actually a great conversation for this, right? Because when we talk about offensively, Nash is better offensively. And his playmaking, you could probably say, is at a higher level because of that threat to score that he has than Jason Kidd. That's I think that's probably that's the best way I could put it. Where Nash, because of that threat to score, because of his ability to shoot from all three levels and score, he was a great finisher too. Because of that, and because of his ability to break down the defenses because of the scoring, and then even capitalize on that because he had great vision and great passing, that's what makes him better offensively than Jason Kidd. So even though I commend Jason Kidd as a passer and commend him for his ability to, be able to overcome that, Nash offensively, man, it is what it is. To me, I think Nash is better because defensively, to me, I think Kidd is better because defensively, like the defense Kidd plays, he's a great defender. Kidd is a phenomenal defender, especially at the point guard position. He could make a team very versatile because of his defense. Strong, length, pause, strong length. He's a great defender, and the offense he's able to have, not so much as like your number one reliable scorer, but he definitely has a good amount of passing IQ. I'll probably roll with a guy like that and try to work that around, But I give that a Kid by like a little bit of a hair. Not like Nash and Kidd is like right here for me. They're like right here. But yeah, that's really where I'm at with this whole discussion between Steph and Magic. And then, now we're trying to understand the concept of what's more important between scoring and what's more important between passing. And to me, naturally, I think you are a lot better off. Your team is a lot better off when you have a supreme scorer than a supreme passer. Like if you had to pick one or the other, right? If I had to pick one or the other, no other skills, no defense, no shooting, no none of that. No, none of that. No, none of that. No defense, no shooting, no any of this other stuff, no post scoring. It's just strictly, okay, either a guy who's a scorer or a guy who's only a passer. I'm picking the guy who's only a scorer over the guy who's only a passer every single time. Every single time. I just always will. Though you got to realize Nash clears 10 times than Kidd offensively. 10 times is crazy. 5 times, though, I may give it to you. I may give it to you 5 times. 10 times is OD, but, Nash, offensively, there's definitely a big gap. But the defense is like 10 times, too. Defense, or 5 times, whichever way. The defense is insane. But again, it's like by a hair. So if you want to say Nash, I'm not mad at you for picking Nash. I'm not mad at anybody for picking Nash. I used to, but Nash is cold, bro. Nash is cold, bro. But listen. Oh, shoot. I got to go. Listen, salute to y'all. Like the video, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I kind of went down the rabbit hole, which I always do. But I like this rabbit hole. This rabbit hole was pretty fun. Because, I went from scoring. I guess that could be like 3 separate videos. I'm going to text somebody. Nash versus not Nash versus Magic. Steph versus Magic, Golden State Warriors contenders. And then what we got? Scoring is better than passing. Guess we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Like the video. Subscribe, man. Can't wait to see y'all again. And enjoy y'all night, bro. Peace.